we're here today, this lovely evening in Colombo. We're at the port city. We're driving the Mitsubishi Verada 2000. So perfect weather for a drive. The scenery is amazing as well. So this port city is currently being constructed. And these roads are also newly paved and quite nice to drive on. Look at that.
Very nice. So it's an ideal day to be driving a comfort cruiser like this.
Totally.
Built by Mitsubishi Australia. Of course, it's designed to go long distances. That's why it's got a 3.5 litre V6 under the hood.
Yeah, and we're taking it quite slow today. Sadly though, the Australian plant you were talking about, Ashrak, is closed down and they don't build these cars anymore.
Yeah, I think auto manufacturing in Australia as a whole has really come down, I guess, because of their economic situation and those kind of things. I think. Yeah, let's just take a U here and then come back up again.
And maybe let's floor it a bit.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
That we should be able to get a 0 to 60 time.
Yeah, totally.
If I'm not mistaken, these cars had a 0 to 60 time of the high 7s when they were new, maybe.
Yeah, but I think practically now 25 years later, almost 25 years later, I think it's around 10 or 11 when I checked.
So let's put a U here. Yes, let's put a U here.
Yeah.
It's one of the beefs I have with the port city at the moment. It's like every day you come, the roads change.
Yeah, totally.
I've gotten lost here so many times.
The cityscape over there is really nice as well.
I don't know if you can hear the engine sound, but it's a very smooth, very, what they say, they say silky smooth V6, as they say. That's what you're going to find with this car.
Yeah. And you don't really have to drive it super fast to enjoy it as well, right?
No, it's
more of a Boeing than a fighter jet, if you get what I mean.
But then again, when you've got 220 horses ready for you to deploy, why not every now and then, right? So,
if
I'm not mistaken, we need to turn up there to the left.
To the left.
So yeah, just having a look at the center stack of this car, you can see it's got all the conveniences and creature comforts that you would expect from a 2000s luxury sedan. You've got automatic climate control. You've got a lovely sunroof up here that we are going with open right now, because why not? You rarely get to enjoy a sunroof in Colombo traffic usually.
Totally. Look at that. It's quite nice.
Oh yes, when we are heading towards the beach promenade. So we have to go up there. So you can see the entire Colombo skyline. Glorious day. Glorious day. Why do I feel like an Australian cricket commentator now? Well, maybe because I'm in an Australian car. And the Aussies do know how to build cars. I mean, big engines are their thing.
And interestingly, only 12 or so of these Veradas are in the country, and in terms of this particular spec, the 3.5 litre, I don't know how many are here, to be honest, Ashraf.
Or rather, how many are running, because these cars are not easy to keep running with the rarity factor.
Correct. And I don't know whether you know, but this car started life in 1985 as the Mitsubishi Magna. And then in the second generation, in 1991, if I'm not mistaken, the luxury variant came, which was known as the Mitsubishi Verada. And this, I think, belongs to the third generation, this particular model. And it became bigger with time as well. So in the beginning, it was more of a mid-sized car, but it slowly grew to become a really full-size and, quite a luxurious car that you can do some touring in effortlessly, actually. And then, I mean, it's so nice to take a car like this for a drive on a weekend. Ashrak, what do you think? You've driven this car as well?
Several times, and yes, I never hesitate to get behind the wheel whenever it's offered, because it's so lovely to drive. It's very smooth, and it's one of those cars that you don't necessarily feel burst into pushing. It's not high strung, it's not restless. It has enough torque at low revs. So, it's not one of those cars that goads you into driving all fast and angry.
Yes.
But on the other hand, when you want to do that kind of driving, you just slow
Totally.
it and it takes off.
Totally.
I mean, and that's what I find, the most alluring thing about this car. It doesn't push you to drive it aggressively when you don't want to drive aggressively.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Yeah.
And of course, as we'll probably see later in the video, excuse me, you've got ample space in the rear seat, and you've got a large boot that we've joked can hold several dead bodies if necessary. So yeah, the mafia might want to look at this car if they need a car, given the economic situation in Sri Lanka. Buying new cars is not possible and all that,
Totally.
Although I don't think this car is for sale, is it, Fine?
No, I'm not gonna sell it ever.
So there you are.
Yeah.